Hi, welcome everyone. Give us a few moments to make sure all families are able to log in. Hi, everyone. We'll begin in just one moment. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Katharine E, and I want to welcome you to our first webinar of fall 2022 semester. I am the Director of New Student Transitions and Family Programs, and we're excited that you've joined us today for tonight's conversation to let you know a little bit more about Parent and Family Weekend. First, I want to make sure that everyone knows how to submit questions during this webinar. You'll notice that we've given you the ability to ask questions using the Q&A feature. There are some professional staff members in student transitions and family programs who are helping to field these questions. So you might see a couple of little WashU shields, and it says student transitions and family programs. Those are my colleagues who are going to help me manage the Q&A feature. You may also see us dismiss some of your questions in the Q&A feature. Please know that we use the dismiss function to remove duplicates from the list. We do our best to answer every question live that we can. So to make sure that everyone knows how to use the Q&A feature, please share a place where you're watching from in the Q&A, and I'm going to name a few of those on air. I also wanted to let everyone know that we're recording this webinar tonight. Next week, it'll be uploaded to families.worcester.edu with our captions. In a moment, I'll give a brief presentation about Parent and Family Weekend. And if I say something that sparks a question, please don't forget to send it to us using that Q&A feature. After the presentation, I will start answering those questions that we see in the Q&A. And so before I start giving a little bit more information about Parent and Family Weekend, I want to share a couple of places people are joining us from. We have some families tuning in from Omaha, Nebraska, New York City, and Waterloo, Illinois. So welcome to everyone who's here tonight, and thanks for testing that for us. So I know what you really want to hear about is Parent and Family Weekend, so I'm going to share my screen and give you a little bit of information about the weekend, and then I'll go into answering those questions. So some of the highlights about Parent and Family Weekend, you'll be able to view our draft schedule on families.worcester.edu/PFW. We have programs that begin as early as 9 a.m. on Friday, October 21st, and end as late as Sunday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. So what I want to say about travel, a question we get often is like, what time should you come? I think that depends on your personal schedule, when your student's available, and if you see things on the Parent and Family Weekend list of events that interest you. So we have some families who are really excited to be able to participate in the programs and events that WashU is hosting for our families. Other folks just want to have dinner with their student, maybe take an extra trip to Target, get to meet some of the students' new friends, help them resettle in St. Louis. And that's fine. It really just should spend the time the best way that's going to work for you and your family. So there's not a perfect time to come to St. Louis. Some families are going to choose to come on Thursday evening so they can participate in programs happening early on Friday. And other families are going to come late Friday and leave early Sunday morning. It depends on what works best for you, your travel plans, et cetera. I know that distance and cost also make a big difference in when you might want to come. So some of our schedule highlights include on Friday that we have an opportunity for families to meet the deans on Friday afternoons. The deans of each academic division will have a chance for you to stop by. If you're a first-year family, this looks a little bit different than what we did during Fall Welcome about a week and a half ago. The deans are, instead of going over curriculum overview, will really just do often a meet and greet, an update if their division has a new strategic plan or a new initiative, and opportunities to kind of mix and mingle with some of the academic advisors and senior leaders in the school or college. There's an activity on Friday evening. We're bringing back the Voices and Sounds a cappella concert. We're really excited for this. We haven't been able to host it the past couple of years because of COVID, but we will be bringing it back this fall. all of our a cappella groups will perform on one stage on Friday evening. And then throughout the day, we have city excursions, which are both bus and walking tours of different neighborhoods in St. Louis. If you have a first-year student or a second-year student, some of your students maybe did this during Fall Welcome, either this year or last year. On Saturday in the morning, we have an opportunity for you to meet with some of the student affairs leadership team, followed by a strategic planning update from our Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Dr. Ana Gonzalez, and our Provost, Dr. Beverly Windland. The university is launching into a new strategic plan this fall, and so they'll give some updates on what is happening with those initiatives, including that we're going to start a new school for public health. There's a family tailgate that occurs right before the football game. And then in the afternoon, there's some more of those city excursions for bus and walking tours in St. Louis. And then on Sunday, there are additional bus and walking tours to some of those neighborhoods. Those city excursions, some of them repeat on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then some of them are unique just to one of those days. It depends on what the Missouri History Museum, who's our partner with that program, is able to offer us based on their availability. We're going to open our advanced ticket sales next week on Wednesday, September 7th at noon Central Daylight Time. If you're going to have your student participate in one of the city excursions, or they want to go to the tailgate or the football game, please make sure that you're also purchasing a ticket for your student. We will end advanced ticket sales on Monday, October 10th. We just need a little bit of a window for us to process and print all those tickets and have those welcome packets ready for you. We use a service called Eventbrite to sell those tickets. And per Eventbrite's own policy, unfortunately, we're not able to refund the Eventbrite fee associated with any ticket purchase. So just know that when you're purchasing tickets, that you might want to think about whether or not you purchase extra tickets or not, because there is a little bit of a fee associated with that if you want to return them. And then lastly, for Parent and Family Weekend every year, we have a special t-shirt available for sale. And this is what this year's looks like. It's a dark gray t-shirt. It says WashU on the front, and then on the back, it says Parent and Family Weekend 2022. And then the Francis Field Olympic Gates, where our football team plays, there's a drawing of one of those as well. We're going to start answering some of the questions that we see in the chat, and hopefully help you make some plans about whether or not you want to come to St. Louis for Parent and Family Weekend. One of the first questions I see is asking about how do we buy tickets. So ticket sales will open on our website next week. You'll be able to click a link that will take you to a WashU Eventbrite page, and it will have the various events listed, the ticket prices, and it will show you it'll take you step by step on how to order those, and you can pay with a credit card in advance. One of the other questions I'm seeing is, where can you find the most up-to-date information regarding the schedule and other updates? Again, families.worcester.edu/PFW is the best place to go for that information. One of my colleagues put the link in the chat for you. I think we're going to put that link in there one more time. It doesn't look like it's hyperlinked, and so we'll try that one more time for you. But there is a draft schedule up there. The final schedule with all of the ticket sale information will be up there the beginning of next week, and then those ticket sales will be available next Wednesday. We sell those t-shirts that I showed you in advance as well. Most families, if they want a t-shirt for them or their students, choose to purchase those in advance. We do have a limited number that we will sell on site during Parent and Family Weekend, but we can't guarantee that you get your exact size unless you order that in advance. I'm also seeing questions about who comes to Parent and Family Weekend. I will say last year we had more than 2,000 family members join us on our campus. The majority of those families were families of first-year students. And then we also had quite a few families of our sophomores, because their Parent and Family Weekend had been virtual due to COVID. But we also have a lot of juniors and senior families come as well. So the program is open to families of any of our undergraduate students. And I think you need to make a decision with you and your student whether or not that you want to come, whether your student's a first year, second year, junior, or a senior. We welcome all of you and are excited to have you here, but it's up to you. Another question I'm seeing is if tickets sell out, will there be more available later? So some of our events have a limited space amount. So for example, for the Voices and Sounds concert, the venue holds 1,000 people. So we'll sell 1,000 tickets. If we get any tickets returned to us, we'll put those back on sale every Friday at 4 p.m. Some of our bus tours and our city excursion neighborhood tours will also sell out, depending on the popularity of the neighborhood. Like I said, we work really closely with our wonderful partners at the Missouri History Museum, and they have a limited capacity of how many, buses they can get, how many seats they can get on each of those buses. So we work with the Missouri History Museum. We max capacity out every single neighborhood and city tour guide in the city of St. Louis to be able to host as many of those as possible, but there is a limited number of those as well. Another question I am seeing is, are families allowed to attend class with their students? So the answer is no. Unfortunately, most of our classes right now are at max capacity seating. So for example, we have some seminar classes that only have 12 students in that, and those classes only have 12 chairs in those classes as well. Some students may have exams or like a quiz at the beginning of class. And so they just don't want to have folks come in and disrupt the learning environment for that. However, we will have faculty spotlights that happen on Friday afternoon, where some of our students' favorite faculty members will give a highlight lecture to our families. And so we really encourage you to attend those if you're looking to see what it looks like to attend one of our WashU classes. Another question that we're seeing is, will students have lighter homework a family weekend? I wish I could promise you that, but it really depends on the faculty member. We have more than 3,000 courses being offered for undergraduate students this fall, and some faculty will adjust the workload and others are not able to, depending on the type of course. Some of our lab courses that are meeting on Friday, so for example, a chemistry lab, et cetera, they're not able to make adjustments because it's parent and family weekend. And so I really encourage you to talk to your student to see what their schedules and obligations are. All of your students have their syllabi for the semester, and so they can let you know if they're going to be available on Friday or not. One of the questions I'm also seeing is, what time is the Voices and Sounds concert on Friday evening? The a cappella concert will happen at Friday evening from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And part of the reason that concert is so late in the evening is because we want to make sure that our families are able to travel here to St. Louis to hear their students perform. For the football game happening on Saturday, we are playing North Central. And we are getting brand new bleachers for our Francis Field. And so it'll be a great time to come see the WashU Bears against North Central in our new bleacher seats. There's also a question about if it's necessary to purchase football tickets in advance. I have never seen us run out of football tickets. I will say that last year we got pretty close to capacity, but we did not run out. And many people will choose to make a decision on the day of whether or not they want to attend the football game. If you're purchasing football game tickets at the gate, they only accept cash. A question about how to pick up the t-shirts that you purchase or any tickets. We will have a check-in at Student Transitions and Family Programs on the South 40 in Umrath House, and you will get a hard copy ticket for each of the events that you purchased a ticket for, and we'll also distribute the t-shirts there as well. So if you order a t-shirt in advance, we guarantee which t-shirt size that you've asked for. We will have information on our website on Tuesday of next week that will list all of the city excursions, the times they're happening, what buses, whether it's a walking tour, et cetera. And that information will be available in advance before those ticket sales happen as well. Some folks are asking, do I have to buy a ticket for my student for the events? If maybe the student's not going to come. So I will say that we have some families that will, come on a Friday early, and they know their student has class until 2 p.m. and the family's looking for something to do. They want to take the city bus tour. It's okay to go to these excursions without your student. Many of our families do that. And then their student will join them for activities later Friday evening or on Saturday as well. I'm seeing, is there a question of a particular hotel that we recommend? We don't have specific hotels that we recommend. However, I will say that WashU does partner with Drury Hotels, And on the visit section of our website, we'll put that information in the chat. There is information that links to the Drury hotel brand, as well as WashU's discount code if that's a hotel that you choose. But we have families that choose to stay in all different types of hotels, some of them in St. Louis City, some in Clayton, some in University City. If you didn't know, WashU is located on the cusp of 3 townships. So some of our art and architecture buildings and engineering buildings on the east end of campus are located in St. Louis City. That's where our medical school is. If you have a student living on the South 40, they live in Clayton, where most of our classes are taught is in University City. And so there are hotels in all 3 of those areas. Some folks will even stay in Illinois. It's really about personal preference for you all. Football tickets are general seating. And so again, if you're looking to buy one of those tickets at the gate, it doesn't impact where you're sitting, whether you buy it in advance or not. I'm also seeing a lot of questions about our tailgate. So our tailgate is a little bit different than, like an SEC school or a Big Ten school. I went to an SEC school for grad school. Everyone else in my family, we have 5 different Big Ten schools represented. Very different tailgate that we're offering at WashU. So you don't need to bring your own chair. You don't need to bring your own grill and food and drinks. Our tailgate happens on a space adjacent to our football stadium. We partner with which is a local barbecue place that is a favorite of our students and many of our families. And we provide everything. So when you get a ticket, you come, there are plenty of chairs and tables, and all you have to do is show up and you'll have a great meal from Pappy's. Another question we're seeing is, will families be able to have meals on campus with their student at some of the dining locations, and how do you pay for those? So every one of our students at WashU is on a meal plan. So you could either use your student's meal plan, so they swipe with their student ID to feed you in the dining halls, or you can pay with credit cards on campus. At this time, our dining halls are not accepting cash, which is important to know. So you do need cash to buy a football ticket at the gate, but you need a credit card or a debit card in order to purchase a meal in the dining hall if you're not using your student's plan. For those of you who are not able to join us during Parent and Family Weekend, we know that it's not always the most convenient time for a family. The travel doesn't work out, or your student may have some obligations that weekend. We do record all of the dean's meetings that involve presentations. So some of the deans will give a brief presentation, as I mentioned, about like their strategic plan or updates about their school. We will record those and make those available at a later date. We also record all of the sessions that are happening on Saturday morning. So the Student Affairs Senior Leadership Team session, as well as the university strategic plan update from our Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, as well as our Provost. What we won't record is if some of the schools, instead of a dean's presentation, just have a meet and greet reception. That's not really something we can record for later, and so that those might not be recorded. For our tailgate, a couple of other questions we're getting is if there are vegetarian options available. Yes, we have vegetarian options available, kosher, halal. So when you purchase your ticket, we ask you what your dietary restrictions are, and we make sure that we can accommodate all of those. The tours, the question I'm seeing is, are tours different than those offered during Fall Welcome and Bear Beginnings? So the campus tours that we offer during Bear Beginnings for our families were of the Washington University Danforth campus. So we had students who took you around to see our academic buildings and what the South 40 looks like. The tours that I'm referencing for Parent and Family Weekend are about St. Louis and St. Louis neighborhoods. So there is a bus tour about St. Louis City, and it takes you all around the city in the downtown area. There are walking tours of neighborhoods. So St. Louis is a little bit like New York or Chicago, it's built in these little like neighborhoods that each have kind of their own flavor. So for example, the Hill in St. Louis is our old Italian neighborhood. South Grand has a lot of restaurants from the Middle East and East Asia. The Central West End has a vibrant shopping and walking neighborhood. Soulard here is our old French Quarter. It is different than New Orleans, but it is founded by similar people who founded New Orleans because they just kept coming up the Mississippi River. So those tours are either of walking or bus tours of those specific neighborhoods. So not of campus, but of the surrounding area. A couple of other questions about logistics that I'm seeing is, how does parking work during Parent and Family Weekend? We'll have information on our website from our parking and transportation area, but they will suggest a couple of specific parking garages or flat surface lots for you to park on. Parking will be free during Parent and Family Weekend, so on that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's a question about the protocol for COVID. At this time, our university does not have specific guidelines limiting guests, et cetera. We do strongly encourage individuals to wear masks while visiting our campus. And so if there's a change to the situation, we will share those with you as well. One more question we're getting is, do we have suggestions about what families should do off campus while you're in St. Louis? Please, ask your student what they want to do. We have a lot of activities planned, but as I mentioned at the beginning, some of our students really just want you to take them to dinner off campus, or they're really hoping you're going to take them to Walmart and Target to kind of refill their snacks, or some other items that they're looking to get. And so we hope that you'll use the time during Parent and Family Weekend to spend it with your student as you two choose. We're seeing again, asking when our tickets go on sale, and those go on sale next Wednesday, September 7th. And so we'll have that information on our website for you beginning, as I said, September 7th at noon. That link will go live. You'll be able to go to our Eventbrite page. And then, how is this different from our other Parent and Family Weekends? Parent and Family Weekend at WashU looks pretty similar from year to year. And so if you've been to one in the past, it looks pretty similar in the future. And so if you've come to Parent and Family Weekend before and you've already done the bus tours, you've gone to Voices and Sounds because you have an upper division student, and it doesn't seem like a good fit for you to come this year, that's okay. So please only come if that's what you and your student want to do. We have one last question that I'm seeing. So if there are any more questions, put them in the chat. But right now I'm only seeing one last question. I'll make sure I answer it. The question is, where and when do we buy t-shirts? Again, you can buy a t-shirt on our website through Eventbrite beginning next Wednesday at noon. We do have a limited number that will be for sale in person. Any other questions? I'm not seeing any other questions, so I would love to give one last piece of advice. Our students are academically brilliant. That's why they came to WashU. They may still have academic commitments, or they may be joining a student group. We have the activities fair happening this Friday. Please check in with your student about what their commitments are and what their expectations are for Parent and Family Weekend. Some of them really, really want to go on a bus tour with you to show you their new city. Some of them really want to make sure that they can go to that tailgate in the football game with you. Others, as I said, just want to go to eat dinner off campus and spend time with you because they miss you. And so talk to your students so that you know what their expectations and your expectations are for the weekend. I am seeing someone ask if you can go to class with your student. As I mentioned at the beginning, unfortunately, we're not able to invite families to join classes with their students. Most of our classrooms do not have extra seats that allow that, and a majority of our faculty don't have arrangements that would make it appropriate just to pop in. A lot of our classes are seminar based or have a quiz at the beginning of their lecture for a few minutes. And so instead, if you're interested in learning what a WashU class is like, we have some faculty who are going to give faculty spotlights that highlight some of the lectures that they would give in class during the semester. And so you can go to those instead. Someone's asking, do all or most students expect their parents to show? We have more than 7,000 undergraduate students with, a total of more than 15,000 parents, guardians, step parents, family supporters who support our students regularly. We have about 2,000 families that will register for Parent and Family Weekend. So 2,000 out of 7,000 undergraduate students. And so it's really just about what the students and the families want to do. A question I'm seeing is, can younger siblings stay overnight in the residence hall with their student? That depends on the age of your student. We do not recommend that individuals under the age of 16 stay in our residence halls, just because we have students who are aged between 17 and 22 or 23 living in our residential facilities. So for individuals under 16, that might not be an appropriate environment for them to be independent from their family. So you need to make that decision for you. If the sibling is older than, the age of 22 or 23, it's also probably not the most appropriate environment for them to stay in. So please, have that conversation with your student. Make sure the student talks to their roommates and suite mates as well to make sure they're comfortable having folks stay here. There's a question about whether families can use the rec center during that weekend. There is the ability for families to go with their student and use a guest pass at the recreational facility. Again, the hotel group that we mentioned is called Drury Hotels. And one of my colleagues right now is going to put in the link on our website to the visit page of the family's website. So if one of my colleagues could do that real quick for you all. Someone's asking if we have campus tours available. There are campus tours that happen during Parent and Family Weekend. The campus tours are of the Danforth campus, of our academic buildings, of our residential facilities. Those are different than the city excursions. If any of you have a younger sibling who's looking at WashU for their own admissions process, our admissions office also offers campus tours. So we have ones that are not affiliated with admissions for those who just want to explore campus. And then we have campus tours through our admissions office for high school students who are looking to explore if WashU is the place for them. And then the last question we're getting is, what is the brand or material of our t-shirts? They are cotton t-shirts. The brand is Gildan. Someone asked if they're drift, and I'm sorry, I don't know what that means, but the brand is Gildan and they are cotton t-shirts. So I want to say thank you so much to folks. This is a pretty quick webinar. The question is, when will the schedule be completed? We will have information about our schedule on our website for those ticket sales that will happen on Tuesday of next week. Our full schedule, where we'll include what every faculty spotlight is, the location of those dean's meetings I mentioned, et cetera, that'll be up on our website at the beginning of October. So we are finalizing with our colleagues the locations that they have booked for their events, et cetera. So we'll have that available for early October. But if you want to attend any ticketed events, such as those city excursions, the Voices and Sound concerts, et cetera, those tickets go on sale next week. And they continue until we sell out. So thank you so much for everyone joining us today. We really appreciate it. I hope that you learned a little bit of information about Parent and Family Weekend. It is, for those of you who are first year families, your students only been on campus for a week. And so I hope that this is not stressing you out. Some of you may have already gotten calls from your student telling you that they've had the best lecture of their life, or that they ate dinner by themselves and that they weren't excited about that. Whatever it is, we hope that you know that we are here to support you and your student. If you have gotten one of those calls from a student where they haven't had someone to join them for dinner yet, please know that your student probably won't call you if 15 minutes later someone invites them for pizza down the hall and to watch a movie. So please check in with your student that next day. Our activities fair is tomorrow, and so please encourage your student, whatever year they are in school, if they're looking for something to get involved outside the classroom, to attend that. We are here for you. We can be reached at families@worcester.edu. We can be reached on our website as well. And so if there are questions that we weren't able to answer during this webinar, please let us know. But we hope to see some of you here during Parent and Family Weekend if it's a time that works for you and your student. So thank you so much and have a great evening.